Chapter 10, Class 11th. This is straight lines. We have earlier studied about 2D coordinate geometry in classes. So, this was actually the combination of algebra and geometry. René Descartes, in his book La Géométrie, he has introduced what we call as analytical geometry. And we have already studied about the coordinate geometry and coordinate axes, the coordinate planes, and plotting of points in a plane, distances between 2 points, section formula. Today we are going to use all these in the next step, which is our coordinate geometry. But before that, coordinate geometry, let us recapitulate what we learned. So this is our positive x-axis, this is our positive negative y-axis, this is so positive y-axis, this is our negative x-axis. So all x here will be positive, all x here or here will be negative, all y's here will be here or here will be positive, all y's here will be negative. So if you have a point called 6 comma minus 4, this is the x point, this is the y point. So x is 6, that means it is in the positive, means it is positive x-axis. Minus 4 means y is minus, means negative. So if we have 2 points, say this is 3, 0, this is 6 minus 4. Why it is 3, 0? Because why it is 0 actually. X coordinate is 3, but the y coordinate is 0. Because it is on the x-axis. On x-axis, y coordinate is 0. On y-axis, x coordinate is 0. So if we have 2 points, 3, 0 and 6 minus 4, these are 2 points, and if you want to find out the distance between these two, then the way is to take these points, x2 minus x1, say if this is your x1, or say this is x1 y1 and this is x2 y2, so x2 minus x1, that is 3 minus 6, and then 0 minus 4 because of these 2 points, and you square it and then add it. So it will be 9 plus 16, that is 5 under root of 25. We also have learned that if you have a line and you have a point, and if these two coordinates are given, say this point is x1 y1, this point is x2 y2, and this point is given, this point we are not aware. But if the partition, this point is dividing this line, is say ratio m is to n, then what? Then you have the coordinate of this point. This is mx2 plus nx1 by m plus n, and then my2 plus ny1 by n plus n. So if you have 2 point, 1 minus 3, n minus 3, 9, and these are divided by any point in between by the ratio 1 is to 3. So you can just place this as m, this as n, x1 y1, x2 y2 here, and you will get the values like this. If m is equal to n, then you are actually pointing to a point which is intermediate. So it will be x1 plus x2 by 2 and y1 plus y2 by 2. If you have 3 points, these are the vertices of triangle, say this is x1 y1, x2 y2, x3 y3, then the area of triangle is given by half, and since we know that the area of triangle cannot be negative or 0, therefore this will be equal to half x1, and this is mod for the negative value, making it positive. So x1 y2 minus y3, x2 y3 minus y1, and x3 y1 minus y2. So if you have 3 points like this is x1, this is x2, this is x3, this is y1, this is y2, this is y3, just place these values in this formula and you'll get, this is minus 54, but still it will go positive because it is the modulus, because area cannot be negative, so it will be 27. So we know that these 3 points are giving you an area, but if the area is 0, that means it is self-indicating that these 3 points, they are not the vertices of triangle, rather they are collinear, they lie on the same line, and these are the straight lines. So we'll talk about the slope now. Slope is very important aspect, and we'll see various numbers of or different types of equation of the line. So what is the slope of a line? Let us see. We are aware that if you have a line, let us see in the figure. If you have a line, and if some line is like this, then this angle and this angle, if you combine them, they will be equal to 180 degree. Okay, so this is theta, and if this is a line, then this theta is going to give you the slope. And this slope is what? This slope or gradient, aspect, all these are going to be talked about. And this is nothing but the tan of this theta. So tan theta, this theta and tan of this theta is nothing but your slope. And theta cannot be equal to 90 degree. Why? Because if theta is your 90 degree, then the slope is, because tan 90 is undefined. So that is not going to be defined. So if this line is like this, then your tan theta or slope is not going to be defined, right? Then the slope of a line when coordinate of 2 points are given on line. So if you have this line, say L, you have 2 points x1, y1, x2, y2. So what we are going to do, we are going to find out this slope of this line, or rather this slope or theta or tan theta. So what we are going to do here is, we'll drop a perpendicular. This is x2, y2. This is what? These 2 points. This is x1. So this is x1 and this is x2. So what this distance is? x2 minus x1. What about this? This is y2 and this is y1. So what is this distance? y2 minus y1. And you know that tan theta is perpendicular by base. This perpendicular is y2 minus y1 and this base is x2 minus x1. So y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 is your slope. So nothing but you have this tan theta, y2 minus y1 by y2 x2 minus x1. This is going to be your slope. But this is case 1 when you have a acute angle, that is, it is less than 90 degree. How about this angle? If it is greater than 90 degree, so if the angle is obtuse, then of course this angle is going to be 180 minus theta. If this is theta, so this is going to be 180 minus theta. Theta is actually this particular angle. If you talk about, these are 2 points given to you, and then this MPQ, this angle, this is nothing but 180 minus theta. Let us rearrange. The theta is nothing but 180 minus MPQ. Let us take the tan of this theta, and theta is what? 180 minus MPQ. So this is minus tan theta. But MQ and MP, with this same reasoning, MQ and MP, this you can easily find out, right? This is now, MQ is now y2 minus y1, but MP is not x2 minus x1. It is x1 minus x2. So this minus sign is compensated. So ultimately it is going to be y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, just like this, because even if it is acute or obtuse, the m will remain same. So you don't have to worry about this, but you have to learn and just remember. Then what about the parallelism and particularly the perpendicularity of line in terms of their slopes? So if these are 2 lines, you are saying that these 2 are parallel. These 2 are parallel means your slopes are going to be equal. So these slopes are going to be equal. That is, in this case, this alpha is going to be beta. So alpha is going to be beta. Then let us take tan alpha on the both sides. Tan on the both sides. Tan alpha is equal to tan beta. So this is m1. This is m2. So their slopes are going to be equal. So if 2 lines you are considering to be parallel, this has to be true that m1 has to equal to be m2, right? And this also says that the slopes has to be equal, right? Now, second case is the perpendicular, if the lines are perpendicular to each other. So perpendicularity we have to see. See, if 2 lines are perpendicular, this is, say these 2 are perpendicular, this L1 and L2. This is 90 degree, so this is also 90 degree, right? This is external angle beta, this is alpha. You know that external angle is nothing but the sum of interior opposite angle, that is beta is equal to alpha plus 90. So alpha plus 90, beta is equal to alpha plus 90. Let us take tan on both the sides. This tan alpha plus 90 is nothing but minus cot alpha. That is nothing but minus 1 upon tan alpha. So this is your m1. This was your m2. So m2 is equal to minus 1 by m1. So you multiply these two, means take this on the left hand side. So m1 m2 is going to be equal to minus 1. So m1 m2 is going to be equal to minus 1. m1 is tan alpha, this is tan beta. So if 2 lines are perpendicular, or 2 straight lines are perpendicular, then the slope, the multiplication of the slope or the product of slope has to be equal to minus 1. Now let us see some example. Find the slope of the lines if you have point this and this. So this is x1, this is y1, this is x2, this is y2. So y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, this is minus 3 by 2. How about the second one? Second one, this is x1, this is x2, this is y1, this is y2. So y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. This slope is 0. Next one, y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. So 4 minus of minus 2, 3 minus 3. But if you solve it, you see that 3 minus 3 is 0. And this is not defined. So you just have to write it is not defined. It is undefined. Next is making inclination of 60 degree. So you know that angle is 60 degree and you know how to find out the m, that is the slope, that is tan 60. Tan 60 is what? Root 3. This is your slope. Now the angle between two lines. So if you have these two lines and if you are interested in finding out the angle between these two lines, then how you're going to find out? Say you have two lines with a slope m1 and m2, right? Now if you see here, please understand this very carefully. First of all, this phi is what? This is alpha 1, the slope of L1. This is alpha 2, the slope of L2. Let us see this angle as theta and let us say this angle as phi. You know, for any line, the adjacent angle, they are equal to 180 degree. So this theta plus phi is what? 180 degree. So let us write this. Theta plus phi is 180 degree or phi equal to 180 minus theta. This is our first case. And you also know that is alpha, this is 180 minus phi. And you also know that is alpha and alpha 2, alpha 1 and alpha 2. So if you want to find out the angle between these two, you have to actually find the alpha 2 minus alpha 1. The difference between these two is the angle between them. So these two, let us take angle tan both sides. So tan theta is equal to tan alpha 2 minus alpha 1. Tan theta is tan alpha 2 minus alpha 1. Let us use the formula of tan alpha 2 minus alpha 1. So this will be tan alpha 2 minus tan alpha 1 by 1 plus tan alpha 1 tan alpha 2. This is what we have considered to be m2 minus m1. This is 1 plus m1 m2. You understood this. The difference between alpha 1 and alpha 2 will give you the theta. So now we have come to this and we have just understood how we got this. Let us take tan here also. But when we are taking tan phi is equal to tan 180 minus theta, this is going to give you minus tan theta. And what we have found out as tan theta, that is m2 minus m1 by 1 plus m1 m2. And let us utilize the negative sign. So this is actually there are two cases which will arrive. Either this is positive or these are negative. If this is positive, then your tan theta is actually positive. So tan phi is going to be negative, which means that theta is actually acute and phi is your obtuse. If this is negative, then tan theta is going to be negative and tan phi will be positive, which means that your phi and theta will be acute. So this is your angle. We'll be utilizing this more often. Let us take an example. If the angle between two lines is pi by 4, so tan theta, we know m2 minus m1 by 1 plus m1 m2. Tan theta, basically tan theta, or this theta is pi by 4. This theta is pi by 4. And the slope m1 is half, and you have to find the m2. So we'll utilize this formula. Tan theta is equal to m2 minus m1 by 1 plus m1 m2. m1 is half, m2 is not known. Tan pi by 4, let us equate. Tan pi by 4 is nothing but 1. So let us equate, and you know that this, because this is modulus, so it can be there will be two cases, 1 and minus 1. You have to equate it to 1 and we equate it to minus 1. These both cases has to be considered. So m can be 3, m can be minus 1 by 3. So the cases like this, if you watch it very carefully pictorially, this is L1 and this is your second line. This is your L1, this is your L2. So there can be two cases. There can be two cases. Either you can have L1 as like this, or you can have like this. So the 45 degree can be angle like this and angle like this also. If these two lines intersect and if these two lines intersect. So you have two values, 3 and minus 1 by 3. So this explains why we have two answers. Now we have one more example. They have 2 points, minus 2 and 6 and 4 and 8. These are perpendicular to the line through this and this. So perpendicular means the slope of this and slope of this, product of these two has to be minus 1 like this. So y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 is the slope of first one. y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 is the slope of the second one. Let us find out the slope and multiply them to equate it to minus 1. So x equal to 4. So this was our first part of straight lines, class 11, chapter 10. Thank you so much.